Hello, this is Gameli, RevitTools.com. In the previous video, we did the heating and cooling loads calculation. Now, this is the summary report that we get, and that is stored in reports right here. So every new report will get the new number every time you run a report. And every time you made changes to the design, you have to run again the calculation. It takes several minutes. So now you could look the report. I'm not gonna look because I don't know much about the mechanical engineering, but you could look each room, and each room has, when you see, this is the generic report, and each room has a blue link that expands more information about it. And so as a mechanical engineer, I'm sure you would understand more about this. And that is the report. I will close the report and go back to the floor plan. Now the floor plan, remember I mentioned some settings here. I will highlight the library, go to properties, and this is what I was doing a remark. It didn't have these values. Calculate heating load, calculate cooling load. It used to say not computed. Now it's computed, and that's something I need to point. And every space now it has computed values, and you can review it. Now remember, any change you do, you have to run your report again, do your calculation, and you will get number 11. In this case, I have my last one is number 10. Now look, it has values. Everything has values. Obviously some values is still zero, like this return and exhaust airflow, because I haven't placed any equipment. The equipment will have these values, and I will do some work later on this. Now let's say you delete one space. I'm gonna delete this one, and I put it right back. I'm not gonna say it. So I put it right back, my space. Now let's see the properties of the one I put it right back. I didn't do undo, I just dropped one more space. So when I drop a brand new space, is not computed right here. So that means I will need to run the calculation again. In this case I'm not, it was just to show this. Now the next part is to use color scheme, and so we will start creating color schemes by zones. So we identified all the different zones, and remember I want to reset it. I was hiding my zones in this view, but every zone is assigned, like because I delete this space and put it right back another one, this zone doesn't have association with any space. So if I touch the zone and I say edit the zone, and let's put this space, the one it used to be there, and it's been replaced by this, let's put it to that zone. So it's gonna correct this zone. Now my zone is corrected. Obviously the calculation needs to be redone. So let's do a zone color scheme. Okay, so now let's do the color scheme by zone, and I'm on the zoning floor plans, level 1 zoning load field. In this plan I already have spaces and I already have zones. As you see, this is the symbol of zone, this is the symbol of spaces. Obviously it's wireframe, but if I put color and it's turned off, remember in properties you could turn on and off right here. In visibility graphics you could turn on HVAC zones right here, and spaces, spaces are off. Okay, so now it's on. Also remember, if you go to this one, shaded with edges is invisible. It has to be in highlights. So I'm gonna leave it off. View properties. I was just reminding you that in visibility graphics, and I think this one I didn't even turn it on. It was on. I just turned spaces, I believe. So spaces. Those is the only one I did turn on. So originally it was right here, that's why it looks like that, and it was kind of transparent. Well, anyways, I was just reminding just little things, but we have this floor plan, and let's concentrate in the color scheme. Now we have these tabs, and look for the architectural tab, and on the architectural tab we have this legend, rooms, areas, legend, and I'm gonna click and hit, and we are going to use HVAC zones, and we are using cooling load by zone, so it's that one. So notice a color by this color for less than 1 ton is by zones, remember, it's not by spaces. And from 1 to 2 tons, 2 to 3, basically every tone is one color. And this is what is doing. So in this case is 3.7 tons, so 3 to 8 maybe. So 3 to 4, because it was 3.7, so it's between 3 and 4, so that's why it's green. And let's take a look of one more. This is 2 tons, and this is 1.9 tons, so this is less than 2 tons. So the one is 2 tons or more, but less than 3 is this, and this is a little bit less than 2 tons, that's why it's this blue dark. Alright, so now let's change this. So to change the type of legend, I highlighted, edit the scheme legend, and we are going to use tonnage range, and still the same HVAC by zones. Those are preset. Now you will notice that the color has changed. Now the range is different. Now the range, instead of being 1 to 2, it has variation, less than 2, 2 to 2.5, 2.5 to 3. Now it jumps to every foot, every ton, I'm sorry. Then more than 1 ton difference, 8.5 to 10 tons. So it's very uneven, but it's increasing. And the last one is 20 tons or more. That's a different scheme. Okay, now let's go to this section. In a section you could put the scheme color too. So I go to the section, I'm gonna choose this one. And same thing, remember, if this is over here you don't really see it. If it's on highlights you see the space, those green ones are the spaces. So I will drop an color scheme, and it will be HVAC zones, and will be cooling load by zones, same as the very first one we use. And we get again every foot is this, and we could change it to the other one also. And I highlight it, edit, and I could use the one tonnage by range. And right here is the title, and this is basically the parameters we are using, calculating cooling loads. I could be coil bypass, cooling air temperature, gross volume, gross area. It will subtract whatever I choose. If I choose perimeter, it will choose perimeters, and will color code perimeters by a certain number that I will choose, maybe a range here, by value, by range. You could edit the format. I'm gonna use project settings, but I could change the settings here, and you could add more to this. I will come back in a minute to this. So let's say I will use tonnage range now, so it will switch to that one, so the colors change too. So let's change, edit again, edit the scheme. So let's say if you want to create a brand new here, you could add, you could delete. So if I duplicate that one, tonnage range 2, and let's say I want to calculate the same thing, and the range I want it different, instead of 7.5 to 8.5. Let's say I want to add one or remove one. So if I want to add one, you just add this one in front of it. It was 7.5 to 8. This one could be 8 to, at least, right here it says at least 8, because obviously the last one was 8 here. That's why I automatically put 8. And the maximum is 8.5 because the next one is 8.5. So if I say right here from 8 to 8.5, I could say, if I say to 8.4, then this one should be from 8.4, and this one automatically adjusts. This is at least 8.4, so this is 8.4 to 10, and I could add one more here. So 8.4 to 9.2 is the automatic added this 9.2 to 10. I could add one in between these two. So now instead of jump to 15, it jumps to 12.5. It kind of choose the middle. Very cool. I'm gonna cancel this. So let's stop this video, RevitTunes.com, and please watch the next one. We'll be creating an airflow schedule.